Good evening, and tonight we are returning to Lego Mario finally. The As you know, I've been collecting the Lego Mario sets, and I've kind of been neglecting the Mario sets that I've left in the build queue. So we gotta start knocking them out so that we can make space for the the seven new Lego Mario sets that just came out. I have the stream I planned for tonight is going to be Lava World, and I have a reason for doing this one first of the five Mario streams I have currently in the queue, and that's mainly because it's been an unusually hot summer. We've had heat waves pretty much every single week, 90 degrees plus most days, and I was planning to stream this much earlier in the summer, but as you know, we had a lot of issues with the streams between health issues and tech issues. And so now I'm scrambling to get these built before all the new sets come in. Let me switch to the camera. So you can see here, there's three sets. There's three Mario sets that are based in the lava world. We have the lava wave ride, which is the small one here. And then we have the Whomp's lava trouble and the Thwomp Drop. So these are regular level encounter packs. I still have one more Mario boss pack in the queue, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Because we've got to work through as many sets as we can to make room in the build queue area. So we'll be doing the Lava World tonight to celebrate the end of summer. Hopefully this will be our last exposure to the heat waves. And I think in terms of piece count, this is the smallest of the five Mario streams I have in front of me. So, you know how Mario works here. We'll have the figures out. We'll test the interactions as they come through. Lego Mario is always a fun time, discovering how the different interactions work. So let's, smallest to biggest. So let's start with, so we're going to start here with Whomp's Lava Trouble. It comes with Whomp in a lava bubble. Actually, each of these sets comes with lava bubbles. And depending on how the interactions are set up, I may not have all the characters line up in the front like I usually do. If they're part of the interactions and it makes sense just to keep them assembled, then we'll just leave them as is. And the lava bubbles, I think I just want to keep with their sets because each of the sets does involve lava bubbles tonight, and I want to keep them. I want to keep each lava bubble with the actual set it came from, just in case the interior core pieces are different. They're all built the same, but sometimes the internal core pieces change color over the seasons. So we're going to start here with Whomp's Lava Trouble. You can see on the front the lava and the Whomp. And then on the back, it shows you some of the play features. Let's see. So it looks like somehow Mario has to get across Whomp. Okay. Is that a green shell I see here? We'll have to see how this all works out. One more look at the front of the box. There is a green shell in the set, it looks like. And before I forget, let's pull our spare brick separator, because I don't think any of these sets have a separator. I think they're all too small. And then let's pull out our figures. And I'm going to have Mario and Luigi available tonight.
Lego Mario time. See you later. Lego Luigi time. Bye-bye.
So I've already done the firmware update a couple weeks ago on all three of my figures. So when we get the new Mario sets in the next few weeks, they should be able to play properly right away with the new stuff in the new sets, the new interactions. I'm not pulling out Peach tonight. It doesn't thematically make sense. If Mario and Luigi are exploring the lava world, that means they're on their way to Bowser's castle to rescue Peach. So Peach has already been captured at this point. And yeah, I know I'm doing all these encounters out of order, but I'm just doing them as I get to them. So, Whomp's Lava Trouble. Let me get the box open and we can get this started. And this is older season Mario, which means there are no proper instructions. They come with these quick start guides that just show you how to use the figures. So, let's see, we have these two big plates. I'll set these aside until the instructions call for them. And then let's get the instructions up. And let's see, two numbered bags. So we'll set number 2 aside. We have number 1 ready to go. The instructions are up and ready to go. Now let's get started. So it looks like bag 1 is just, what's this guy's name again? Whomp. Yeah. So bag 1 is just Whomp, and then bag 2 is practically the whole set. All right, we can do this. Typically with Mario sets, bag 1 is almost always just one singular character, and then the actual build starts in bag 2. So I'm not surprised, even though that's an imbalance of bags for this particular set. This nice printed out piece will make this printed face piece will make most of the substance of this character, I think. But let's go ahead and start putting him together. As usual with multi-set streams, I think we'll do the breaks between the sets, not during sets. These sets are all small enough that we can justify doing it that way. I do like the brick-built characters of the Mario series. It's a nice refresher from minifigures. I know that's a controversial statement. A lot of Lego fans would prefer we got actual Mario minifigures, but I'm cool with what they've given us here. And when I stop talking, that means I'm just focusing on the build. And sometimes it means I've temporarily run out of stuff to talk about, which is okay. I've already gone on. I've talked a lot on my previous streams about all the Lego plans I have for this channel. I even have some Lego plans for not doing on the channel, just to do for myself. So the next few months should be really fun for my Lego collection. So it looks like we have our first scan tile of the night. This is Thwomp's scan tile. We'll see how it works after I finish putting them together. I know he's facing away from the camera right now. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. If my mail comes in time, I have a really exciting set scheduled for next weekend. So here's Thwomp. He's basically a big stone brick. Let's see how he works.
Lego Luigi time. Bye-bye.
So he takes 6 hits to knock out. And he can stand with the characters for now because his level's not built yet. So he can stay and watch as we build his arena. So yeah, after Lava World, I still do have the boss level is the original Bowser airship. I've done the Bowser's Minions airships, but I have the big airship that still has to be built. I have the Maker sets, one more beach set, one more swamp set, and the 3 Sky World sets with all the cloud aesthetic going on. So we do have a lot of the Mario world left to explore still. Mario is one of the themes that I've done so much from the theme that it has its own dedicated playlist separate from the main Lego playlist on my YouTube channel. If you want to check out more of Mario's adventures, more of Lego Mario's adventures, you can go to my YouTube channel and go to the Lego Mario playlist. Now, beyond the 3 sets I've set aside, I don't have any bonus builds for tonight. I've run through all the small sets I've got for now. But, like I said, that will change significantly in the coming weeks. Everything that I have left in the build queue at this point is marked specifically for and subdivided for specific stream plans. So we're going to build our 3 sets, and then we're going to call it a night. You can see the parts pile for this set is not very substantial. There's not really a lot of stuff in front of me. And here is another scan tile. This one has the arrows icon, which suggests that what we're putting together now is going to be part of a play feature. The Mario sets combine action features and the scan tiles for some really nice interactive features. Is that this big long one? Yeah, that's this one. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this slides into here like this. So it's some kind of slider feature, it looks like. There's a couple of early season Lego Mario boss encounter sets that I don't have in the build queue because I consider them redundant. But if I want to be a 100% completionist on Lego Mario, I'm gonna have to get those sets at some point in the future. But right now, I'm not that concerned about it. Okay, this looks like a fairly substantial 2x build we're about to do here. So, you know how we do that on this channel. Okay. Yeah. We're moving through this set really quickly, which is a good thing. Because we've got a lot of the lava world to explore here tonight. This is just one of 3 encounters that we're doing. Okay, we're just about done with the assembly here. I just have to create this little torch unit on the other one, and then we can see how they all go together. Okay, those are on. So then we take this section. It looks like it goes across the platforms like this. Interesting. Now it looks like we're just expanding the terrain. So now we're going to create another lava platform. Okay, the P brick. I don't remember what the P block does. But with up until Mario Kart, the Mario series was all prints. Mario Kart, Mario starts to get stickers, but we have no stickers tonight because this is all older stuff. So this is a P block, and I don't remember what it does. Well, well, it doesn't make him a one-hit kill. I guess we'll have to keep going to see. But yeah, one more look at the scan code tile there. And the block itself. And let's set this into the world. And then it has us doing another whole platform. So I'll just set this one aside for a little bit. We bring in this big platform piece too. So this section of the build is going to have a turntable. Turntables is something that the Lego Mario series uses a lot for various action features and interactive play. Interesting. So the turns this way, but the other platform locks into place, so you can only turn it halfway. Okay, and now we have a little bit of a green shell here. Here's the shell piece. Typically these are used on the back of Koopa characters, and then instead of a regular tile, there's a jump tile for them. But this is just a disembodied shell. So we'll see how that gets used. So now we'll bring this back into the world. And we will, it's lava bubble time. So let's come over here. Now I don't think the guys can fight the lava bubbles directly. I think they get burned. Can't swear to that, but we'll find out soon enough, I guess. So here's the lava bubble tile. And we have to build 5 of this guy. Seeing how compact it is, I think that all 5 are going to be the same ultimately. There are no internal pieces. These 2 stud bricks line up directly against each other. The yellow one's in the middle here, so, and they're exposed, so I don't think the other lava bubbles are going to be different unless they have like different face tiles or something. So here's Lava Bubble. And he goes on this platform. And it looks like we're supposed to put Thwomp on the P platform. Alright. right. Let's see if I can figure out how this is meant to be played here. So here's Thwomp on his little platform.
Lego Mario time.
So Mario comes into the lava world. He'll slide along the lava path here. And then he can actually hit Thwomp from behind if he's coming in the back way like this. So he can actually, I was wrong. He can jump on the lava bubble for an instant. He does get burned if you try to hit the lava bubble anywhere else, though. I still don't know what the P block does. But if Mario comes to this platform, he can actually use the shell to knock the lava bubble over and then jump on the exposed scan top. So the green shell, once you knock out Thwomp, you can come here and use the green shell to knock out the lava bubble. I think that's how this is meant to be played. I still have no idea what the P block does. Let's see, can I Google that real quick?
See you later.
All right, so according to Google, it's supposed to improve walking. So let's try that again.
Lego Luigi time.
We'll skip the encounters. So it's active. Yeah. So the P block is increased coinage during walking and during walking in motion. So we'll be seeing lava bubbles all night, but is Thwomp is unique enough he can stay in the character lineup for now. Let me set these platforms aside. Princess Peach is still waiting at Bowser's castle for rescue, so we may as well move on to the next encounter. So the second challenge that Mario and Luigi have to get through tonight is the lava wave ride. There is a fire bro in addition to two lava bubbles who are going to try and stop Mario and Luigi. So here's the front of the box. And here's the back of the box showing some of the action sequences. All right, let's get it open. Here's the quick start guide. We'll put that aside and we'll pull up our, we have 3 numbered bags. And we have these 4 big track pieces that I am actually going to set aside until the instructions call for them. We're going to start here with bag 1. Bag 1 is our fire bro. And then bags 2 and 3 are the interaction. Fire Bro also being a unique enough enemy, he can stand with the character lineup too. It's been a little while since we've done Lego Mario here. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a problem. I forgot to put up the instructions. So, let's do that now before we actually get into the build. So the instructions are now up. And we're there in the instructions, I think. Yeah. And he gets a red Koopa shell. So here's his shell with his jump tile attached. I'm hoping to get the other camera fixed before the big set I have planned for next week, because that set's got some really cool detail in the minifigures. We will be at the halfway point of stream when we finish this set. The other set is approximately equal in piece count, or it's comparable in piece count to these first 2 sets combined. So we will take a midway break when we finish this set. Okay, so it looks like he has these he has the hand-mounted fire blasts. I'm a little wary about putting them on him because I don't want to trigger them by accident. What if I do a non-standard method of attachment so that he can't shoot them? I don't think that works though. Yeah, these are the ones that you can launch by accident if you're not careful. So we're going to have to be really careful handling this guy. And of course his shell goes flying when we try to attach his magical fire blast effect. That's our first eating of the night. Hopefully it's our last. So here's our fire bro with his magical blasts. Shell on the back.
Lego Luigi time. Bye bye.
So he's 4 hits to knock out. Bag 2. Let's begin. So this is a platform. I think this platform is going to be used for Fire Bro, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Let's keep building and see how it plays out. Yeah. Seems I ran out of stuff to talk about again. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's good to just focus on what you're doing. So now we're going to start working on this main section of track here. So we have a 1-page 2x section. Okay, yeah, so the foundation of the track is coming along nicely. Lots of these bright, hot fire colors. This is the lava world, after all. And then we have this nice big wall of fire. Using these transparent orange pieces. It is a cool effect. I like these pieces, even if they are a bit juniorized. So that's what the wall of fire looks like. Okay. So now we're putting a little wall of stone in front of the wall of fire. Our little lava world is coming together nicely. Those don't feel too secure. Hopefully that'll be corrected with additional pieces. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. We're almost done with bag 2. And then once we finish bag 2, we can move on to bag 3. Interesting. It's not going to show up on camera, I don't think. It's a tiny 1x1. But we have a print of a lock there. And these go in the middle, in front of the tallest of the fires. Interesting. So bag 3 is going to be combined with those big track pieces to finish this track section. Here's what the base of the track section looks like. Fires, locks, little lava falls coming out of the stonework, brick wall. And bag 3 is going to start with an assembly. And bag 3 also contains our lava bubbles for this set. The parts pile for bag 3 isn't terribly substantial, so we should be able to move through the rest of this build fairly quickly. Okay, so now we bring in the red pieces of the track. And we attach them to this middle assembly we have going on here. And now we bring on the yellow pieces. So it's a double layered track, it looks like, with some depth. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a stretching break soon. Okay, yeah. This track section is going together nicely. It'll be cool to see how the whole interaction goes once it's all put together. So now we got to do all these steps on the other side. Oh, fuck. Okay, so that goes like this. And then this goes into here. And then we got to push these pins in like that. And this becomes the base mechanism for the rocker here. And then some Technic to secure the pins like this. And this assembly will go onto the main platform. Lining up with the middle plates like that. And now there's this little cart piece we have to put together. Is this the roller coaster base piece? I haven't done any of the roller coaster sets because they're too big. They won't fit on my table. I do have one of the smaller roller coaster sets in my purchase queue, so hopefully I can make that one work on stream. And we have an action tile. That's what this tile looks like. Ow. So this cart assembly, I guess, is going to be part of the track interaction. Oh, shit. And we have some printed skull tiles here to decorate the cart. That's what this looks like. Okay. So it doesn't show us attaching that yet, so we'll put that there. And it says to build 2 times the lava bubble. And I'm not going to show you the lava bubbles tile again, because we already went over that with the last build, the first build of the night. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to do a stretching break when I finish this. But we're almost done with the set, so I've only got a few more minutes to go before I can do that, so. We just got finished assembling the lava bubbles. Here's the first one. And then once the second lava bubble is finished, all we have to do is put the set together and we can create our break time arrangement. And then I can come back, do the big set. Well, the biggest set, it's still not very big by piece count. compared with some of the stuff we've been doing on the channel. But our biggest set of the night is coming up after the break. Here's our second lava bubble. But I really need to stretch. So this is going to show us how to put it all together. So we take this platform and attach it on here. And so Fire Bro is going to stand there. And then this big section attaches to the back here. And then the cart goes on the track. So the cart does slide along the track. And then the lava bubbles go onto these jumpers at the ends of the track. Oriented such that if Mario hits them, he hits them from the side and gets burned. Okay, so that's that instruction book. Let's see.
Lego Mario time.
So you want to roll Mario along the track. Hold on. I'm showing you this backwards, aren't I? No. I have Mario backwards. That's what the problem is. So if you swing the cart fast enough, he'll pick up coins. But if you swing him too fast, he'll hit the lava bubbles and get burned. Or knock the lava bubble off the table.
See you later.
Alright. Well, that's a good place to set up our break time arrangement here. So we have that level ready. And we have this level. We might not have space on the table for everything at the end once we build the last set. We'll see how it goes. And we'll put everyone where they're meant to be for now. There we go. That's a good arrangement, I think. Yeah, let's take a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes. Considering the talking time at the beginning, we've only been building for about an hour, so we're actually on a roll tonight. I will be back in a few minutes. Everyone take a good stretch, because we've got one more set to go when I return. I'll see you in a few. I'm back, so let's get ready to get into the third set. Good, we're back online. And of course, my phone is going to pop up a notification right as I sit down. Is it anything important? No, nothing important. Right now, there's nobody available to raid. So hopefully somebody will sign on before we finish the third set. I'm actually going to move the enemies to the opposite corner for, like I sometimes do, for purposes of the rest of tonight. I'm just clearing off the stuff from the other two sets so that we can focus our space on the third set here. So for our third and final set tonight, we have the Thwomp Drop, which looks like another track-based interaction. Actually, all three of these have been, both of the ones so far have been track-based interactions. We're going to get 2 more lava bubbles and the Thwomp in this one. Thwomp, of course, being the big, heavy stone brick that falls from its tower. So here's the front of the box. And here is the back of the box. All right, let's get this open. And this one doesn't have push tabs. This one does the tape. Tape is usually reserved for huge sets and promo sets. So I'm not sure why this one doesn't have push tabs, but here we are. So got my tool. Let's cut the tape and get right into this last build. So it's going to be, looks like it's going to be a bit of a shorter stream tonight by the time we finish this. Since I'm looking at maybe an hour and a quarter, hour and a half for this one tops. So there's not a lot more time together tonight. So it came with this big, long black stick. I'm going to set that aside till the instructions call for it. We have the quick start sheet. I'm going to set that aside. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 numbered bags for this one. And they definitely look like a lot bigger, a lot more substantial than the bags we had before in the first two sets. So this interaction is probably going to be something of a showpiece. So bag 1 is the 2 lava bubbles. Bag 2 is the beginning of the track. Bag 3 is the Thwomp's tower. And bag 4 is the Thwomp itself, it looks like. Let's get started. So these lava bubbles can actually watch the build because they won't have their place to go for a little while. And hold on, I'm doing it again. I forgot the instructions again. All right, now we're ready to go. So here, this just shows you what all the bags do. So bag 1 is more lava bubbles, but this time it's a 2x. Well, we just did 2x lava bubbles. So should be real easy to breeze through uh, the next couple pages. So yeah, all five of the lava bubbles are actually exactly the same as I thought they would be. I'm just trying to speed through these two lava bubbles because we've done so many of them already tonight. I want to get into the main part of the set here. So here's our first lava bubble of the set, fourth for the night. And here's our final lava bubble of the night. We're going to start bag 2 now. Okay, so we're starting with this piece and this one. So it looks like this tower, this little support stone support structure is very similar architecture to the base towers for, or the base supports for the Thwomp. No, this is Thwomp. The Whomp that we did earlier. Similar, but not exact, it looks like. Well, maybe it is exact. It's just doing the parts in a different order. I hope there's a musician to raid when we finish. If not, we'll figure out what we can do. Usually in the evening, there's several musicians on, so I'm not sure what's going on tonight. But if nobody's on, we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll look at one of the Steam games for a little bit and extend stream, hoping someone comes on, or we'll just end stream without a raid. We have options if none of the musicians come on. We'll see how we feel, how we want to play it out. We could even do a little bit of discovery on the Twitch music page if we want to do it that way. Okay, I'm going to need to put this down to keep working on it. So yeah, this is going to be big and long. Hopefully it's not longer than the table. So yeah, this is starting to come together. It's supposed to be a little tiny tile. It was buried under other pieces, but we got it. And then we have these groove bricks going in along this side. Here. You can see the groove running along inside. So there's going to be something sliding along this section. This is going to be part of one of the action features. Okay, so this is the beginnings of the base here. And now it's going to have us do an assembly. Based on the inset picture, it looks like this is going to be some kind of cart to run along that track. We're almost done with bag 2 here. And then bag 3 will be the rest of this level assembly. And bag 4 will get Thwomp. I guess he's the final boss of the night. And it looks like we've got more of the skull motif that was on the other set. We've got more of the skulls on this cart. And then we have this piece with another scan code. But there's two different variants that we're adding here. One with studs around it and one without. So it'll be interesting to see how this play feature works out. So it shows the cart sliding into the track like this. And there's definitely friction on that slide, so this is one you'll have to slide manually. This isn't one that's just going to go back and forth as you move the base. Alright, let's keep building in the rest of it now. And this regular brick at the end will lock it so that the slider can't come off the track. And there's these plates left over, but it has us going into bag 3, so I'll just set these aside until the instructions call for them. Bag 3 looks fairly substantial. And of course, 2 pieces are going to yeet onto the floor. But at least they yeeted onto the floor at the beginning of the bag and not during mid-build. Let me get these other 2 bags open to make sure nothing else is going to yeet out. That was a close one. And now I have to recover the 2 pieces that went to the floor. Okay, I got one of them, and I see where the other one went. I think that's everything that went to the floor. We should be good to start now. I'm actually going to take this base off screen for a little bit because it looks like we're starting with a whole new assembly here. I know this parts pile looks like a lot, but if we learned anything tonight, we've learned that it will probably go pretty quickly. My Lego inventory reorganization and storage project is wrapping up. I'll be back on track with it within the next couple days. And then I'll be less hesitant about doing new sets and adding new sets into the storage now that I have my inventory and storage system pretty much figured out at this point. Okay, so this part turns, but I do not yet know what it does or how the action is meant to play out yet. Interesting. Lining the inside section with tiles. then we have a little bit of Technic. So there's definitely some kind of action feature going on with this tower. One more of those. Okay, so these attach and are become part of the action, but I still don't know how the action is meant to play. We have to keep building. But you can see these move with the central section, which turns. So we'll have to see what all that ends up being as we keep building on. The assembly itself, I think, is Thwomp's tower. So that probably has something to do with Thwomp. We'll just have to see how it comes together. This whole thing is getting tiled off, though. I'm getting hungry. I'm probably gonna have an apple after a stream. I almost took some time during the break to eat one, but I wanted to get back to the build. Yeah, actually an apple sounds really good right about now. And now we have to do another assembly. So this is what I believe to be the base of Thwomp's tower. We have a lot of real Lego through the end of the year and beyond, but I do want to start getting into some custom builds. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I think I've seen enough Lego now that I think I can really start to figure out how some of the custom builds are going to go. So we'll start some of those projects probably in 2026. There's like 5 or 6 custom builds I want to do. We'll do some experimentation in the studio on stream, maybe, for some of those. And some of those I'll probably do myself off stream. And once we have a fully realized custom build in the studio, we'll be able to generate a parts list, and I'll be able to build it for real and add it to my Lego collection for real. Obviously, that's long-term plans. Wow, this is going to be a tall tower. Now we get this long bar, well, axle. This is a very long axle that came in the box. Looks like we finally get to use it. But first, we need to find that gray Technic piece that you see in the instructions there. Oh, it's a black piece. The instructions weren't entirely clear on the color. But yeah, we found the piece. And then this axle runs through the tower like that. And now we're building even more length to the tower. And so now if I push the axle down, it runs into this end of the tower as well. Interesting. So it gets a stopper. And then it gets this little end cap piece. Let's see. That's as far as the end cap piece goes on. And then on this end, it gets another stopper piece. Or I should say spacer. That's not a stopper, it's a spacer. Interesting. So yeah, this set is doing interesting things. I have no idea what to expect with the play on it. Interesting. Okay, how does this line up? I think it's going this way. Interesting. There's definitely some interesting things going on with this build. I don't know what to expect or anticipate at this point. So now it shows this whole assembly going on to the base. Like, okay, with all the tiled off sections in the front here. So this all lines up. These pins line up with these pins. Okay, so and actually, when these pins line up with these other pins, the axle that goes down the center of the tower joins up with the rotating bit in the base. So now, let's see if I can get this on camera real quick. If I push these bits at the bottom here in the base, this part up here moves. So the central axle is connected, and the play feature is coming together. Still don't exactly know what it does, but it's coming together. That's pretty cool how that went. And now I have to build another section of assembly here. Most of the Mario sets have brought something cool to the Mario world. And another little bit of fire. Can't do the lava world without little surprise bits of fire here and there. Interesting. Okay, so this little section here moves this platform up top here. You can see that black platform moving. Be interesting to see how that has to do with anything. And we still have some plates on the table. Our brick separator. Let's set these plates aside. There's a red tile here. Where have we seen a red tile in the instructions? Not on this section, that's for sure. Okay, so this red tile I'm looking at doesn't look like it's actually been used yet. All right. It must come in at the end when we put all the platforms together. So now we got to go into bag 4. Which is our final bag of the evening. I knew I wanted to get this particular stream done during the summer, but because of the heat wave aspect of it, but summer didn't pan out. So it's our end of summer, last final heat wave. And it was worth it. I still don't know quite how the action feature works, but we'll find out shortly. We're working on Thwomp now, who's going to be our final boss character for the evening. And then we'll figure out how all this goes together. Looks like he might have some similarities. He's got these big 6x6 tiles to make up part of his body, so he might actually have some assembly similarities with the King Boo figures. Maybe not in size or shape. Well, he's got maybe some similarities. We'll see how he comes together. These brackets must be what gives him some depth and shape. It's doing some weird things on the internals that may be to facilitate how it interacts with the tower. We'll just have to see how this continues to develop before we can make any more guesses about how this all works. definitely the interior is being filled up with a lot of colors that are going to be covered over that aren't going to be seen once we put all the gray tiles on. Interesting. If I get this, I'm not necessarily getting the ghosts, but that was rough, but I think I'm back on track. The core of this creature is definitely colorful, but it will be solid gray once we finish him up. Interesting. He's definitely one of the more interesting builds for a Mario large enemy character. Okay. miss something? No, I did not. Okay, so those brackets go on. Then the single stud goes on. And then some more bracketing. And now we start tiling him off, it looks like. So he's mostly hollow inside, but he has some weird structural things going on. So we'll put these tiles onto the brackets here and close them up as per the instructions. And then we have another little assembly to do. Hold on. And here's where we get the thwomp face. But let me go ahead and put in the pointy bits, and then I'll show you this whole face section in a minute. So Thwomp is basically a big spiky rock that falls from that falls from the ceiling and tries to crush Mario, if I remember the games correctly. He's actually in the Mario Teaches Typing game. There's 3 stages. The first stage, you're running through the regular grassy field, hitting, typing in letters to hit the regular coin blocks. In the second level, you're typing whole words while you're swimming through the water level. And then in the third level of the Mario Teaches Typing Old DOS game, you're running through Bowser's Castle, dodging lava, typing whole sentences. So here is the whole Thwomp. Here's the Thwomp face, complete with the spiky bits. Let's see, which orientation are we in here? Okay, so those go back there. Thwomp goes on the front here, covering this whole colorful array here. And so the front is all solid gray now. You can see how big and bricky he's coming together now. And then we have his scan tile. So you can see here, he's got a scan tile also. Again, this is the camera that doesn't like to focus. So now this is going to show us how to put everything together. So we take his big tower. And we put the plate on the bottom like that. And this is where that tile comes in. And then we need this other tower bit. And then this, we need our track. Which connects here. Okay, so the track. Okay, so the little cart on the track actually is what pushes the bumpers to move the bit that's on the tower. So let's see if I can get this on camera. So you can see as I move the cart, this little bit up here moves. You can see as I bump those bumpers with the cart there. Alright, let's keep assembling. Okay, so now I need another little plate here. Let me put all these where I can reach them easily. And then we get this platform right on the end here. Now we turn the whole thing around, and it shows Thwomp being put onto the tower. How exactly is he lined up here? Do we just... He just slides in, and he sits on top of the bumper like that. Interesting. And then I guess we put this on to the back as kind of a stopper for him. So yeah, and so now he can't come off the tower. He's part of the mechanism now. Now let's turn it around so I can see what I'm doing from the front. We still have a little bit more construction to go, it looks like. We're building a top section of the tower, I guess, to really lock him in place. We're at about 2¼ hours of stream, and we're just about to finish the build here. And this goes here, like this. And this stops the thwomp. We have one more little bit to do here. Looks like one of those backdrop clouds that we see a lot in Mario. This will just go in the top. So yeah, showing the clouds is a way to show just how tall this thing is. And then that's not how it has it oriented, unless I messed something up. That's quite alright though. I can move this over here as the picture shows. And then the lava bubbles. Alright. Okay, that's cool. So as you move it along, Thwomp gets knocked down the tower. So first let's take the brick separator off because we no longer need it. Let's take off the instructions because we no longer need that. And still no. Let's see. John Lee is on, but I'm trying to just see what our raid options are. John Lee is on, but if he's doing his 24-hour pre-recorded piano video, that's not going to help me. We want to see a live musician right now. And of course, it's forcing me to sit through an ad. There are some recommendations on the side here. So if this ad plays out and reveals the his no, it looks like he's actually live right now, but I can't really. He's teaching a piano lesson though. Well, he's live, so we're gonna raid John Lee once. And it looks like from his counter, he just reset his counter, which means he just went on. So, yeah, let's see. So lava bubbles.
Lego Mario time.
He comes over and knocks out the first lava bubble. And now he comes along the track. And Thwomp just barely missed hitting him. He got by just in time. And when Thwomp fell down, it launched the other lava bubble. So now Mario can jump up to Thwomp. So Thwomp is actually a 5-hit enemy, which means Fire Bro is actually stronger than he is. Let's get everything else from tonight put together here real quick. So we can set up our exit scene and then raid out. Let me type the raid. And it looks like I just got another scammer. I've been getting the spam artists a lot recently. Okay, I'm getting rid of a spammer real quick. They're banned. I'm going to type the raid, but I'm not going to initiate it till we do all our exit stuff. So we're going to go to John Lee. He's one of our regular raid targets because he's on a lot. Okay, so we'll make this the backdrop because it's the tallest. I won't be able to get the cloud on camera, but whatever. And actually, let's bump him down to the first setting so we can actually see him. And then I'll bring in the other lava bubble vehicle here. Let's get all our platforms in and in some kind of functional, well, some kind of acceptable arrangement. It's going to be all clutter and stuff, like these Mario streams often end up being. Alright, one more platform to bring in, then we can put in Luigi, Mario, Fire Bro, and Thwomp. How did this one get attached? Like this. Okay. So we have all the lava bubbles on. Let's bring in Thwomp. And then I just dropped lava bubble again. And then we have Fire Bro. And Fire Bro his platform's inaccessible, so we'll just set him over here in the front, waiting to encounter Mario along with Thwomp. Or that's Whomp and that's Thwomp up there. So we'll have Mario up here on this platform, and we'll put Luigi up here on this platform. And it's a little cluttered looking, but what can I really do with the space of this table? Yeah, we have a nice little lava world going here. Today turned out pretty well. A nice way to celebrate the end of the summer heat waves. We're at the, you know what? Another musician just signed on. So if John Lee's doing a live music lesson, we don't need to interrupt that if he'd prefer not to be interrupted. But this other show is one I don't see a lot, so if they're still on their start screen, we're just going to go with the John Lee raid. So I'm just checking to see how we're going to raid out. Yeah, this was a nice arrangement of the lava world. Lots of interactions with the two stone enemies, the Fire Bro. Yeah, lots of cool stuff here. It's forcing me to play out the ad, and of course the ad is lagging before I can see what's going on here. If they're on a starting soon screen, I don't want to go there because that means that they're not going to see the raid. at the starting soon screen. So we're going to go with John Lee. All right, this was fun. Have a good night. We'll be back with some more Mario in another section of the Mario lands soon. And I will see you soon. Have a good night. All right, the raid is created. Have a good night, and I will see you soon. And I will see you soon. Have a good night. All right, the raid is created. Have a good night, and I will see you soon.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, since it's major, and because I think it does make a little bit of a difference, obviously in a song's vernacular, but depending on when, and I think both the 6 and the flat 7 can actually work here. So then really we're covering